Hello, this is Ms. McCauley, and today we're going to be learning about factors and multiples with
Mrs. Tiglis and Mrs. Graham. Okay, so we're going to first start by defining what a factor is. So we've kind of talked about this before, but factors are numbers that we multiply together to get another number. Numbers that we multiply together to get another number. So for example, we could say 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 and 3, these are both the factors. Okay? Remember that factors are smaller than what you get for your answer, the product. So factors, they are smaller.
We're now going to find the factors of both 12 and 40, so you can zoom into your factor finder sheet for 12. Okay, so now we're going to use our factor finder for the number 12, so we're going to put 12 in our box up here, write the sum of the digits. You guys have filled out a bunch of these so far, so you definitely know how to do it, so I'm going to kind of go quick through the one side, and then we'll slow down a little bit for the next part. Sum of the digits is 3. Is the number even? Yes. Is the sum of the digits divisible by 3? Yes. 4, can the last two digits be divided evenly by 4? Yes, we know 4 goes into 12 3 times. Is the last digit a 0? No. Is the number divisible by 2 and 3? And we go back up here, yes, yes, so that's going to be yes here. 7, use your calculator. Again, this is a basic math fact, so we know it doesn't go into 7. The same with 8. That says the last 3 digits, but we only have 2 digits. Ready? Is the sum of the digits divisible by 9? No, because again, if our first number is smaller than our second number, we know for sure it doesn't go in, a basic math fact. Is the last digit a 0? And no. So now we've completed our factor finder like you guys have been doing for a while. We're going to then go over and we have to find the partner factors. So if you just read along with this, it's going to tell you how to do it. We're trying to find to see if our number can be divided by these factors, so we did that. So any that we said yes to, we're now going to find their partner factor. So here it says partner factor, divide the number you are testing, which is 12, by the factor in column 1 to get the partner factor. So I'm going to write right here, we said yes to 1, 12 divided by 1 equals 12. 2 we said yes to, so 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 3, 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 4 we said yes to, so 12 divided by 4 equals 3. We said no, so we're going to skip over that. For 6, we'll write 12 divided by 6 equals 2. No, 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 and then the last one is a no. So we are all done filling out this. The next part is every factor that you selected yes, which are all these, you must find a partner factor, which we did. Your full list of factors will be in both lists. So again, we're going to write them all here. So what we're going to do is go back and we're going to write 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. I'm going to circle 4 and 3. We don't have to list that twice because they're the same numbers. And then 6 and 2. So we're going to take all those and we're going to write them down here with commas. So we can write 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Okay, and we just separated by commas. Again, we don't have to rewrite 6 and 2. These are all our factors for 12. Now we'll fill out the factor form for number 40. So we'll put the number 40 up here for our number we're trying to find the factors for. Sum of the digits, 4 plus 0 is 4. And then we'll get right down into our divisibility rules. Is the number in the ones place even? Yes, 0 is even. Is the sum of the digits divisible by 3? No. 3 cannot go into 4 evenly. Can the last two digits be divided evenly by 4? Yes. It goes in 10 times. Is the last digit a 0 or 5? Yes. Is the number divided by 2 and 3? We said yes to 2, but no to 3, so that's going to be a no. Use your calculator. 7 does not go into 40 evenly, so we're going to say no here. 8, last 3 digits, but again we have 2, so we're just going to divide it out. And yes, it does go in evenly. Is the sum of the digits divisible by 9? That is no. And then is the last digit a 0? Yes. Now we're going to go over and find the partner factor. So again, we're trying to see, for the ones we said yes, what their partner factors are. So 40 divided by 1 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. We said no to 3, yes to 4. 40 divided by 4 is 10. 5 we said yes. 40 divided by 5 is 8. No, no, 8. 40 divided by 8 is 5. No to 9, and yes to 10. So 40 divided by 10 is 4. So again, we're going to just circle the numbers so we remember what ones we want to put at the bottom. We're going to write out 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 5, 4 and 10, sorry, 4 and 10, and 5 and 8. We don't again have to rewrite the same numbers twice, and now we have all of our factors of 40.
Okay, so now we want to talk about multiples. A multiple is the number found by multiplying one number by another. Okay, and these get bigger. When I think of multiples, I think of counting by that number. So let's do a couple examples. So starting with 12. One thing that's a really good tool is the multiplication chart. So if you look at a multiplication chart and so when we talk about the multiples of 12, what you can do is just look at a multiplication chart and write the numbers. Again, it's like counting by 12. Okay, so the first multiple, we would always start with that number. 12 times 1 is 12. Then we would do 12 times 2. 12 times 2 is 24. Then 12 times 3 would be 36. 12 times 4, 48. 12 times 5, 60, etc. These would be infinite. Okay, multiples go on forever. They would never stop. When we were talking about factors before, there's always a specific list for factors. But when we talk about multiples, those could go on infinitely. Okay, so now let's talk about multiples of 40. If we were using a multiplication chart, our multiplication chart does not go all the way up to 40. Okay, so in this case, you might want to use a calculator to help you. So we would start with 40. Again, when we're talking about multiples, we always start with the number given. So 40 times 1 is 40. 40 times 2 would be 80. 40 times 3, 120. 40 times 4, 160. 40 times 5, 200. And again, these would go on infinitely. It's also just like counting by 40s. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200.
Next we'll be talking about prime numbers. A prime number is a number with only 2 factors. again, only 2 factors. So we're thinking the monkey here, primates, prime numbers, it just helps you. We also have a hundreds chart. Any number colored in blue is a prime number. So examples of prime numbers would be 2, no, yes, 3, 5, 7. 31 is a prime number, 53, 73, and again, any number that only 1 in itself go into. We have to remember that just because it's an odd number, it doesn't mean it's always prime. It's like 9 here. 9 is not a prime number because 1 and 9 and 3 all go into 9. Another one is 15. You have 1, 15, 5, and 3.
Okay, so finally, let's wrap up by talking about composite numbers. So composite numbers are numbers with more than 2 factors. Okay, so these are any number that's not prime, basically. So a composite number, one way to help you think of this or remember it, is it's more complicated. So complicated, composite, they both start with the comp. Maybe that will help you remember what composite numbers are. So a few examples of composite numbers would be, let's see, 4. We already talked about 9 is composite, even though it's odd. 8, 15, 100, even something like 1 million would have to be composite because we know that 10 would have to go into it, 5 would have to go into it, and 2 would have to go into it. So these are all examples of composite numbers. Again, there would be an infinite list. So now that we've talked about all of this, hopefully you're clear on factors, multiples, and prime and composite numbers. Be sure to use all the tools available to you to help you with your assignments and ask your teachers if you have any questions.
And don't forget the note check.